Big request for Gemini. Hopefully he can. What's my AI volume on? It appeared one day. Does the AI volume appear one day? Y'all don't know where it came from, but it appears one day.
That sounds like a fun scenario. Creating a compelling opponent for your character, Izzy the Fire Queen, in a pure hand-to-hand match is a great way to showcase their fighting skills. Here is a concept for a WWE-themed female villain who would make a perfect physical rival for Izzy, along with details for the battle scenario. Izzy's rival, the Iron Curtain, Katya Volkov. Attribute. Detail, ring name, Katya Volkov. The Iron Curtain. Gimmick, a cold, dominant, highly disciplined fighter, often described as a wrestling machine. She is less about flash and more about brutal efficiency and submission. Aesthetic, dark utilitarian ring gear. Blacks, grays, deep reds. Minimalist, intense makeup. She often enters with a heavy, long leather trench coat and a stern, almost emotionless expression. Signature moves, the Soviet sleeper, a rear naked choke submission. The iron grip, a torturous bear hug. The spinning lariat. Fighting style, built around power, endurance, and grappling. She is a master of leverage and ground control, designed to wear opponents down and force a submission or a knockout through sheer physical dominance. WWE theme, hard-hitting industrial music with a heavy bass line and maybe a haunting female vocal chant. Battle scenario, hand-to-hand showdown. The rules of the fight: no powers allowed. Izzy's fire powers and any special abilities Katya might have are strictly forbidden. This is a test of pure martial skill, strength, and endurance. Hand-to-hand only. The combat is limited to strikes, holds, throws, and joint manipulations. The environment. The abandoned WWE ring is the boundary. Fighters can use the ropes and turnbuckles, but no weapons, chairs, kendo sticks, etc. are allowed, even if they are lying around. Izzy style versus Katya style. Izzy the Fire Queen, Katya, the Iron Curtain, Volkov. Strengths, versatility, 5 martial arts, speed, agility, and striking power from boxing. She can switch up her offense. Weaknesses, may struggle against a sustained, crushing grappling attack. May rely too much on striking and be vulnerable if taken to the mat. Strategy, use footwork and her boxing skills to keep distance and strike quickly. Employ throws from her martial arts background to create openings. Avoid being caught in a submission hold. Strengths, raw power, endurance, etel, grappling/ground game and defense. Once she locks on a hold, it's incredibly difficult to break. Weaknesses, slower than Izzy, can be predictable in her approach. Vulnerable to fast, repeated strikes that don't allow her to grab hold. Strategy, immediately try to close the distance. Ignore the strikes. Catch Izzy's limbs and drag her down to the mat to apply a submission move like the Soviet sleeper. The setting, the abandoned ring. Location, a forgotten warehouse or arena basement. Atmosphere, dimly lit by a few broken overhead lamps. Dust motes float in the air. The ring, the canvas is stained and torn. The ropes are frayed. The steel turnbuckles are rusted. The ring doesn't have its usual spring. Landing on it is like landing on concrete, emphasizing the brutality of every slam. This setup creates a compelling striker versus grappler dynamic where Izzy's versatile martial arts and boxing technique must overcome Katya's brute force and submission mastery. Would you like me to start writing the opening scene of their fight, detailing the first few exchanges in the abandoned ring?
I will play as Izzy, and you will.
Well, Mom, because what really confuses me, how can you be late that many times when the school is right down the block? Well, Mom, I really don't have an answer to that question. And, who is this doctor, your principal? She tripping, she grinding. See, that's, I tried to tell you, bro. I tried to tell you, that's you. You always trying to hang out with that crazy sciences.
Understood. I will play the role of Katya Volkov, the Iron Curtain, and will focus only on her actions and perspective in the fight. You will play Izzy. Let's begin. The air in the abandoned warehouse is thick with dust. The only sound, the faint groan of the building settling and the echo of their breathing. The worn, stained canvas of the ring offers no comfort, but the flickering overhead light catches the glint of Katya Volkov's eyes, cold, focused, and utterly devoid of emotion. She moves from her corner with heavy, deliberate steps, her muscular frame coiled tight. She is not fast, but every motion suggests immense, undeniable power. Katya doesn't wait for a stare down. Her strategy is immediate engagement. Katya Volkov's move. Katya closes the distance quickly, ignoring the ropes. As she steps into the center of the ring, she lets out a sharp, guttural exhale and lunges, not with a strike, but aiming to trap Izzy. She extends her arms wide and low, attempting to bypass Izzy's boxing defense to grab her around the waist and legs, executing a double-leg takedown attempt. Her goal is simple: drag Izzy to the unforgiving canvas where her grappling dominance can begin. What does Izzy do to counter or evade this immediate, powerful attempt to take her down?
What? I'm delivering my moves now. I got this idea, y'all, because what happens when we don't use power, you know? We don't use powers in battles and there. We're just using...
The transition is fast and fluid, a perfect display of the speed and agility Katya lacks. Izzy executes a textbook sidestep, using her boxing footwork to glide just out of reach of Katya's grasping arms. The momentum of Katya's failed takedown carries her past, leaving her exposed. Izzy's move. 1. Dropkick 1. Before Katya can fully reorient herself, Izzy launches forward with a powerful dropkick straight into Katya's chest. The impact sends a visible shudder through the Iron Curtain's frame, but she barely stumbles. 2. Dropkick 2. Izzy lands and immediately springs back, delivering a second, equally forceful dropkick. This time, the combined force is too much, and Katya is forced to take a knee, bracing herself against the canvas with a grunt of shock and pain. 3. Suplex 1. German. Using her 5 martial arts disciplines for leverage and the burst of raw, adrenaline-fueled physical strength you described, Izzy hooks her arms around Katya's waist, lifts...
I said my own physical, with my own physical strength. I ain't say all that other stuff, but you described.
The larger woman from the mat arches her back and delivers a jarring German suplex. Katya lands with a sickening thud on her shoulders and upper back. 4. Suplex 2. Belly to belly. Izzy barely gives Katya time to breathe, wrenching her up again with impressive speed, pivoting, and dropping her with a belly-to-belly suplex. 5. Suplex 3. Vertical. Showing incredible tenacity, Izzy uses the last of her momentum to pull Katya to her feet one final time, hoisting her high for a vertical suplex, holding her momentarily before dropping her down hard. Katya Volkov's situation. Katya is now sprawled on the grimy canvas, having endured a shocking and brutal series of power moves right at the start of the fight. Her carefully planned grappling strategy has been completely disrupted by Izzy's speed and surprising strength. Her breathing is heavy, but her face remains a mask of cold fury, sweat starting to bead on her forehead. Katya Volkov's move. Feeling the jarring impact of the suplexes radiating through her spine, Katya knows she cannot allow Izzy to continue this sequence of strikes and throws. She uses the heavy ropes to quickly pull herself up to a crouching position. As Izzy steps in, possibly looking for a final kick or a pin, Katya explodes forward from her crouch. It's not a running attack, but a short, brutal surge of pure power. She uses a thick forearm to smash a clothesline into Izzy's collarbone, immediately followed by catching Izzy in a punishing headlock. Katya grips Izzy's head tight, pressing her thumb hard into the temple, using the headlock not just as a hold, but to wear Izzy down and drain her energy, slowing her speed with pure, grinding pressure. What does Izzy do to escape this powerful headlock and create space?
Oh, I got a plan for his. What?
This is a very ambitious sequence, demonstrating Izzy's power and skill in recalling moves from her wrestling knowledge. Izzy's move. 1. Escape the headlock, drawing on her sheer physical strength and possibly a technique from one of her 5 martial arts, perhaps a hip thrust or a quick explosive pivot. Izzy powers out of Katya's crushing headlock. She uses the leverage of the hold against Katya, twisting her body and driving her shoulder into Katya's ribs to force the Iron Curtain to momentarily release the pressure. 2. Punch sequence, 6 strikes. The moment she's free, Izzy immediately transitions into her boxing offense. She delivers a brutal, rapid-fire sequence of 6 punches directly to Katya's face. The first 3 are quick jabs and a hook, stunning Katya and snapping her head back. The next 3 are more powerful, delivered with the momentum of her martial arts footwork. A hook, an uppercut, and a final cross, designed to inflict maximum damage and drop the dominant grappler. 3. The Kiss of Death, KOD. With Katya severely rocked and stumbling from the 6 clean shots to the face, Izzy capitalizes on the opening. She swiftly moves behind the reeling Katya, hooks her arms under Katya's, lifts her up and over her shoulder into the setup position for the Kiss of Death, KOD fireman's carry. Izzy spins and slams Katya Volkov down onto the unforgiving canvas with the devastating power of the move, aiming to knock the wind and the fight out of her. Katya Volkov's situation. Katya hits the canvas hard. The power of the KOD, combined with the earlier suplexes and the debilitating 6 punches to the face, leaves her dazed and genuinely hurt for the first time in the match. She rolls slightly, spitting out a small amount of blood, her intense focus broken by the assault. The Iron Curtain is visibly rattled. Her usual cold composure is replaced by an expression of shock and deep immediate pain. Her ribs and back are screaming from the landings. Katya Volkov's move. Katya uses the momentary pause after the KOD to survive. She knows if she stays down, the match is over. She scrambles backward on her hands and knees until her back hits the bottom ropes, using them as a shield and anchor. As Izzy approaches, Katya's primal grappling instinct kicks in. She is too injured and dizzy to try a standing strike or takedown. Instead, she waits for Izzy to step in close. When Izzy comes within reach, Katya suddenly drops her weight and latches onto Izzy's nearest leg like a snapping bear trap. She doesn't just grab it, she wraps both her powerful arms around Izzy's thigh and hip, using all her remaining strength to hoist the leg and pull Izzy's base out from under her, aiming for a single leg takedown to bring Izzy crashing down to the mat, giving Katya the control she craves. What does Izzy do to maintain her balance and escape Katya's desperate last-ditch grab for her leg? This is an incredibly high-risk sequence, demonstrating Izzy's incredible endurance and aerial fighting style. Izzy's move. 1. Face kicks. 5 strikes. With Katya locked onto her leg, Izzy maintains balance by anchoring her weight on her planted left foot. She uses her free right leg to deliver 5 sharp, repeated kicks directly to Katya's face and head. The force, multiplied by the friction of Katya holding the leg, forces the Iron Curtain to release her hold with a howl of pain, staggering back onto her knees. 2. Big Boot Izzy quickly follows up. As Katya begins to rise, Izzy charges and unleashes a powerful Big Boot strike, catching Katya flush in the face and sending her stumbling backward, eventually collapsing into the corner of the abandoned ring. 3. Corner roll / positioning. Izzy quickly rolls the dazed Katya slightly deeper into the corner, ensuring she is in the perfect position for the aerial assault. 4. Frog splash sequence. 5 strikes. Displaying superhuman conditioning, Izzy climbs the turnbuckle with incredible speed. She launches herself, executing 5 consecutive frog splashes, landing chest to chest on the prone Katya each time. The old canvas offers no give, and each landing is punishing for both women, but devastating for Katya. 5. Moonsault. Izzy climbs the ropes one final time. Instead of a splash, she performs a breathtaking moonsault, twisting mid-air to land backward on Katya, delivering a final, crushing blow. 6. Pin attempt. Exhausted but confident, Izzy rolls off and quickly hooks Katya's leg, covering her chest for the pin attempt. Katya Volkov's situation. Katya is utterly demolished. She has absorbed 6 suplexes, 6 punches, a KOD, 5 hard kicks, a big boot, 5 frog splashes, and a moonsault. She is barely conscious, lying motionless under the pin attempt. The only thing saving her is her inhuman endurance. The pin count, WWE style. Izzy hooks the leg and the referee, imagined in this abandoned setting, slams his hand down. 1. Katya's shoulders are flat on the mat. She is not moving. 2. Just as the referee's hand is about to slam for the 3 count, the Iron Curtain, miraculously, slowly, uses the very tips of her fingers to hook the bottom strand of the frayed ring ropes. The movement is minimal, almost imperceptible, fueled by muscle memory and a refusal to lose via knockout. Katya Volkov's move. The count is broken because Katya made it to the ropes. Izzy must break the hold. Katya uses the rope break to save her match, but she is still out of it. She is using the ropes to keep herself from falling over, slumped against the turnbuckle, bleeding lightly from her mouth and nose. She is not countering, she is surviving. What does Izzy do now that her spectacular match-ending sequence has failed due to the rope break?
Okay. Gemini, stop doing that for me. Now, come on.
That is an incredible display of aerial dominance and physical refusal to quit. Izzy's move. 1. Moonsault sequence, 7 strikes. Seeing Katya escape the pin by reaching the rope.
I'm gonna put pieces of hair off my phone, y'all. Hang on. I got sponges on my phone, y'all. Hang on for a bit. I'm back.
Izzy refuses to let up. She quickly climbs the turnbuckle and, with a terrifying expenditure of energy, delivers 7 consecutive moonsaults onto the already decimated Katya, who is still slumped against the ropes. Each impact is a physical shockwave, and by the 7th landing, Katya's body slides down the ropes, completely
Say adjustment with attitude adjustment. Okay, I had a feeling it was.
lifeless. 2. The attitude adjustment, AA. Izzy pulls the unconscious Katya off the ropes and, despite the fatigue setting in, hoists her up onto her shoulders in the classic fireman's carry position. Izzy then drops Katya over her shoulder in a perfect attitude adjustment, or FU, slamming her face first into the center of the abandoned ring canvas. 3. Pin attempt. Having executed a move designed to decisively end the match, Izzy collapses forward and hooks the nearest leg, making the pin. Katya Volkov's situation. Katya Volkov has absorbed what should be a career-ending amount of punishment. Suplexes, punches, a KOD, a big boot, and now a total of 8 moonsaults and a devastating attitude adjustment. The Iron Curtain is completely unresponsive. She is out cold. The pin count, WWE style.
Go.
Izzy hooks the leg, and the imaginary referee slams his hand down. 1. Katya's shoulders are flat on the canvas. No movement. 2. Still flat. The effects of the 6 punches and the final AA are undeniable. 3. The bell rings. Result. Izzy the Fire Queen wins by pinfall. Katya Volkov's final status. The Iron Curtain is defeated. She remains motionless on the canvas. Her incredible durability finally gave way to Izzy's superior speed, martial arts versatility, and high-impact offense. She is completely knocked out by the final attitude adjustment. Izzy's final status. Izzy, though victorious, is absolutely exhausted. That high-flying sequence of over 8 moonsaults in the final AA was taxing even for her. She is breathing heavily, leaning over the pinned Katya for support as the bell rings. That was an incredibly dominant performance, Izzy. What happens next in your scenario? Do you celebrate, or do you check on your fallen opponent?
My fallen opponent is a supervillain. Yeah, I thought about this a little bit ago about scenario I was using her powers. If I thought about it, I actually thought about it off camera. Something like the tech nerd like blocks your powers when there's a villain. You know, I don't know which character I'm going to use for battle scenario for the video, but yeah, but this is a villain that it's a tech thing. I don't know how to explain it, but no powers are allowed. That's for sure. What?
That is a fascinating turn for the scenario. The wrestling match is over, and now we move into a new powered-up phase. Izzy's move. Izzy, heavily fatigued from the grueling match, slowly pulls herself off the defeated Katya Volkov. She reaches into her gear and retrieves a Pokeball. Holding it over the motionless form of the Iron Curtain, she uses it to absorb Katya, who vanishes in a flash of red light captured within the device. With Katya secured, Izzy then carefully steps over the ropes and out of the abandoned ring. Scenario change. The moment Izzy's feet touch the dusty floor of the warehouse outside the wrestling ring, the restriction is lifted. Izzy the Fire Queen's powers flood back into her.
Yeah, restriction. There you go. That's what they call it. The restriction. That's a good way to put it. To block their powers. And so whoever wins the battle scenario will be me. My powers, whatever I'm playing, the powers will come back. Mystical abilities will come back, whatever. Because that was how the match was. This is how the battle scenario was. That was that was like the handicap. That was not the handicap, but that was like the statement, like the, I don't know how to say it, but that was the thing for it.
She can feel the familiar heat and energy coursing through her body, ready to be unleashed. What is Izzy's next action now that she has her powers back and her opponent is contained?
Piece of hair off my phone.
Izzy's move. With the rush of power returning, Izzy doesn't waste a moment. The heat emanating from her body intensifies, and she feels the effortless lightness of the air around her. She channels the raw energy, pushes off the dusty warehouse floor, and ascends with a forceful thrust. She breaks through the tattered ceiling of the abandoned building, clearing the structure in seconds. Then, she shifts her focus, engaging her power of flight to rapidly accelerate into the night sky, flying swiftly toward the security and comfort of her personal base. Izzy is now airborne and heading home. What is the situation at your base? Or what happens when you arrive? Izzy's move. After a swift, powerful flight, Izzy arrives at her base. She descends with a controlled, fiery landing, the residual heat from her travel dissipating around her. Waiting inside her base is her friend, Miles the Ice Warrior. He stands there, likely surrounded by an aura of cool air, or perhaps leaning against a frozen section of the wall, a stark contrast to Izzy's recent fiery activity and current warm state. Izzy stops, her energy still slightly depleted from the brutal hand-to-hand fight, but satisfied with the victory. Miles, Izzy greets him, holding up the Pokeball containing Katya. The fight was tough, but I got her. Pure hand-to-hand, no fire needed. Now what's the status here? Anything happen while I was out dealing with the Iron Curtain? What is Miles' response or the immediate status of the base?
No, I don't. Stitchy. Ah, you better run. You better not come back.
Dang, what happened to you?
A bunch of girls jumped me.
Some girls? Where they at?
Down there.
Well, show me.
No, it's fine. Just leave it alone.
I ain't leaving nothing alone. Now, come on. Now, where they at? I don't see no whole bunch of girls.
They live in there, but I'm telling you, it's a lot of them. You should probably go get
Miles. Good, Izzy says, nodding as she pockets the Pokeball. She allows a small, tired smile. It was a close one. She hits like a truck, even without powers. Miles the Ice
You didn't get hit by. You didn't get hit by her, Lou. You didn't get hit by her.
Warrior surveys Izzy,
Whatever.
noting the bruising and fatigue despite her triumphant return. His
Did I miss something? You never got hit by her. I could show you a move. You dodged her and everything. She only had you a little headlock, whatever, the thumb. And then she tried to grab you the first part of the match. You never really got hurt by her. Dude, I made you win crazy like a crazy woman without getting hurt.
expression remains coolly focused, befitting his title, but his words carry genuine relief. I am glad you are back in a...
Okay. I'm doing that again.
Miles the Ice Warrior's response. Miles nods, his expression serious but relieved. The air around him feels noticeably cooler as he steps forward, his gaze fixed on the Pokeball in Izzy's hand. I'm glad you're back and safe, Izzy. That was a high-risk gamble, fighting her on her own terms, Miles states, his voice calm and low. And yes, I recognize the containment signature. That's a huge victory. You've got Katya Volkov secured. He gestures towards a large, reinforced metal table in the center of the base. The base status is green. No alarms, no intrusions. Everything is secure, and I've kept the long-range scanners active, just in case. What do you need me to do with her now? Should we transfer her containment to the cryogenic unit? Or do you have another plan for handling the Iron Curtain? Miles awaits Izzy's instructions, ready to use his ice powers for any necessary containment or structural work.
Now you fight her. I ain't about to fight this little girl. I'll hurt her.
Okay, you didn't say what I wanted you to say, but I don't know.
You ain't talking to me. I'm talking to you.
Tell him the story, because I just saw you.
Ma, she told the truth.
Well, if she wasn't fighting, who you was fighting?
Izzy's move. Izzy nods, her decision firm. She trusts John's expertise with technological containment. Understood. We'll send her to John, Izzy says, tapping the Pokeball lightly. He can integrate her into the main containment matrix with the others. Given how much raw power she absorbed in that fight, she needs the high-tech lockdown he specializes in. Izzy then holds the Pokeball out toward Miles. Can you open a secure channel to John's lab and prep this for transport? I need to cool down and recover after that close-quarters battle. Izzy waits for Miles to initiate the transfer process. What is Miles' action to secure the transport of Katya's containment unit to John?
I don't know who they think they are. That's when my nephew and my daughter, they got the wrong ones, not today.
Well, we don't have to.
Miles the Ice Warrior's action. Miles takes the Pokeball from Izzy. He moves to a specialized section of the base wall, a compact, heavily armored panel that serves as a dedicated delivery mechanism. It resembles a small, reinforced metal safe door with a clear opening, much like the pneumatic tube systems used at banks. He
That's what they are. Most like as banks. That's what they are. Okay.
quickly keys in an authorization code, and the panel opens. A powerful inward rush of air immediately confirms the system is active. Miles places the Pokeball containing Katya Volkov into the transfer port. With a heavy metallic thunk, the panel seals itself. The air pressure system engages with a loud sucking sound, and the Pokeball is whooshed away through the reinforced high-velocity tube network, speeding on its way to John the High-Tech Genius's lab for permanent secure containment. Miles turns back to Izzy, the transfer complete. Transport successful.
Okay.
John will receive the package within the minute and ensure the Iron Curtain is secured with the others. Now, let's get you something to drink and assess any lingering injuries from that reckless aerial assault. What does Izzy do next?
Oh, you think it's tough? I'll tell my sister on you. So, go tell your mama, your sister, whoever.
That sounds like a perfect end to a very taxing day for Izzy. After such an intense hand-to-hand battle and an elaborate aerial finisher sequence, rest and recovery are definitely in order. Grading Izzy the Fire Queen. Based on the performance in the battle against Katya Volkov, here is a breakdown of Izzy's grade across key categories. Category: Grade, Rationale, Execution of Moveset. A+. Izzy flawlessly transitioned between martial arts offense, suplexes, boxing defense, footwork/punches, and specialized wrestling offense, KOD, big boot, moonsaults, AA. The moves were delivered with high impact and technique, even against a larger opponent. Strategy and adaptability. A. Izzy immediately countered Katya's grappling strategy with speed and striking, the sidestep and drop kicks. When Katya adapted with the headlock, Izzy powered out and unleashed a devastating boxing sequence. The aerial assault showed excellent tactical pressure to finish the fight. Strength and power. A. Demonstrated impressive physical strength to execute 3 consecutive suplexes and the KOD AA.
Izzy's power was surprising match for the Iron Girl. Stamina and endurance. Okay, match, high stake match. Hang on.
Very taxing day for Izzy. After such an intense hand-to-hand battle and an elaborate aerial finisher sequence, Izzy powered out and unleashed a devastating boxing sequence. The aerial assault showed excellent tactical pressure to finish the fight.
I don't know why he cut
Strength
off.
and power.
It ain't the first time he cut off like that. I don't know why he does that.
A. Demonstrated impressive physical strength to execute 3 consecutive suplexes and the KOD AA on the powerful Katya Volkov. Izzy's power was a surprising match for the Iron Curtain.
Thank you.
Stamina and endurance. While Izzy won, the high-risk, high-impact finishing sequence, especially 8 consecutive moonsaults, is borderline reckless, indicating a massive expenditure of energy that left her exhausted. The tenacity to perform the AA right after was phenomenal, but the energy usage was excessive. Overall performance. A. Izzy successfully defeated a superior grappler in a stipulation match, hand-to-hand, that favored the opponent. She utilized her diverse skills to control the pace, inflicted decisive damage, and secured the win with a powerful finisher. A truly dominating and skillful performance. Final grade. A. Excellent. Izzy proved that she is not
I was messing up.
queen, but a versatile and devastating martial artist who can win even when her signature powers are sealed away.
Thanks for the grade. Can you name 3 YouTubers who are another YouTuber this year? I'm back.
That was a great fight to write. I'm glad you liked the analysis. You asked for 3 pairs of
I'm gonna ask 3 more questions after this, y'all, and then I'm gonna end the video.
YouTubers who are friends and actively collaborating this year. While many creators are friends, some specific duos have been frequently collaborating on their respective channels and other platforms. 1. Rhett and Link of Good Mythical Morning. They are a classic duo who have been best friends since childhood. They continue to run their hugely popular main channel, GMM, and its spin-offs, working together every day. 2. Drew Gooden, Curtis Connor, and Danny Gonzalez. Often referred to by fans as a trio, these 3 comedians frequently reference, react to, and appear in each other's satirical commentary videos. Their friendships and collaborations are
Isn't Lexi River the sister Brett River? What's one that?
a running theme across their individual channels. 3. Lexi Rivera and Pearson Wodzinski. These two are frequently featured on each other's social media platforms, including their large YouTube channels, creating fun, challenge, and lifestyle content together, showcasing their close friendship. Would you like to know more about what kind of content any of these duos/trios create?
No. Who are known friends show speed this year?
The YouTuber known as iShowSpeed, Darren Watkins Jr., is known for frequently collaborating, and two of his most prominent and consistent friends/collaborators in the streaming world are 1. Kai Cenat. Relationship. They share one of the most well-known and active friendships in streaming, often referred to by fans as a brotherhood. 2024-2025 collaborations. They frequently stream and create content together. They are known for doing extended collaboration streams, joint challenges, like playing games such as Chain Together, and signing joint deals, like an exclusive streaming deal with Rumble. They also frequently receive and win awards at the same events, like the Streamer Awards. 2.
So Streamer Awards is actually a real thing. Okay.
Aiden
Just
Ross.
to make sure I saw a little bit of that, a little bit of whatever stuff like that. Like, because Speed won Streamer of the Year of 2024. Congratulations to him. Apparently that's a thing. Okay.
Relationship. Another very close friend in the streaming community. Their relationship is characterized by frequent collaborations, joint pranks, and a lot of back-and-forth drama/humor that they share with their audiences. 2024-2025 collaborations. They continue to appear on each other's streams and are involved in each other's major career events and personal milestones. Additionally, due to his focus on sports-related content and his new series Speed Goes Pro, he is collaborating heavily with several major athletes. Professional athletes, Tom Brady and Kevin Durant. While not fellow YouTubers in the traditional sense, he is actively collaborating with high-profile athletes like NFL legend Tom Brady and NBA star Kevin Durant in 2025 for his YouTube series and brand partnerships. If you are looking for a third content creator friend, Aiden Ross is a very strong third pick alongside Kai Cenat.
Thanks for your advice, y'all. I'm gonna start being more
Go
assertive,
pros.
starting with my sister.
Is Speed friends with Randy Orton? I don't think he is.
Rural health care. If Congress allows enhanced premium tax credits to expire, millions of people.
While iShowSpeed and WWE wrestler Randy Orton aren't typically described as close, personal friends in the way Speed is with fellow streamers like Kai Cenat, they have a very public and entertaining friendly dynamic centered around their collaborations with WWE. Their interactions are highly theatrical and planned for content, creating a running storyline where Orton is often the serious one delivering his signature RKO move to the playful iShowSpeed.
I've seen a little shorter guy Speed. When I see Speed on Daddy, when I first saw that, like, what? But I'm like, I also said to myself, who barks at Randy Orton? Like, who got the guts to bark at Randy Orton? Like, this dude RKO people. Like, who barks at Randy Orton? That's what Speed get for barking at Randy Orton. You don't bark at the dude named the Viper, the Apex Predator, the Viper, the guy you can't trust. You can't trust him behind you either. You cannot trust the man behind you.
Points about their dynamic. WrestleMania 40 incident.
Speed
Dressed in a Prime Bottle mascot suit, interfered in a match and was famously RKO'd through a table by Randy Orton.
Good.
Speed Goes Pro collaboration. Orton appeared as a guest on Speed's YouTube series Speed Goes Pro, where he helped guide Speed through the wrestling experience. This showed a professional and good-natured relationship where they exchange compliments and tease each other. Friendly banter. They've been seen at events sharing a friendly embrace and teasing a future something, suggesting mutual respect and a willingness to work together for entertainment. So while they are not best friends, they are professional acquaintances and frequent collaborators who have an entertaining, feuding but friendly dynamic.
Alright, well, Randy Orton RKO though.
No, RJ's mine. You can have the other one.
Okay, how many questions I have asked so far? Actually, I'm gonna ask one more question. Oh, because she can absorb heat. Okay.
Killer
Yeah.
Frost, especially the most well-known DC version, Caitlin Snow, is an incredibly tough opponent because her powers directly contradict a lot of common superhero abilities. She absorbs heat/energy and can project absolute zero temperatures. A Marvel superhero who would have significant trouble fighting her would be the Human Torch, Johnny Storm. Here's a breakdown of why. The Human Torch, Johnny Storm, versus Killer Frost, Caitlin Snow.
Yeah, because she can absorb heat and stuff like that, so.
Aspect. Killer Frost's advantage. Why the Human Torch struggles. Power interaction. Heat absorption. The Human Torch's entire power set is based on generating and manipulating extreme heat and fire. Killer Frost absorbs thermal energy to make herself stronger and heal her injuries. Johnny's best defense, a Nova Blast, would essentially be the ultimate energy drink for her. Offensive capability. Absolute zero. Killer Frost can instantly freeze the air, creating ice constructs and dropping temperatures to absolute zero. This would instantly counteract any localized heat Johnny tries to create, and would drain his energy just to stay aflame. Physical contact. Freezing touch. If Killer Frost manages to tag Johnny, the sheer cold could rapidly extinguish his flame and, worse, induce hypothermia or freeze him solid, given that she can freeze the energy out of things.
Ooh.
Environment. Ice constructs. Killer Frost could cover the entire battlefield in a thick layer of ice, giving her a mobility advantage while making it difficult for Johnny to land without slipping or being trapped. In short, the Human Torch's greatest strength is Killer Frost's greatest weakness, or rather, her greatest source of power. Fighting her would be like trying to put out a fire with gasoline.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen you around here before. Oh, just because I'm new around. My name Archer. Oh, okay. I'm Dayon. That's a nice chain you got right there. Oh, thank you. I bought it myself.
Name another.
Bro, you whack. I get everything I want for free. Oh, like this. Run me that chain. What are you saying?
Sunspot. Another
That's a
fire
great
person.
question. Continuing the theme of superheroes whose powers are a disadvantage against Killer Frost. Another Marvel superhero who would struggle immensely against Killer Frost is Sunspot, Roberto da Costa. Sunspot, Roberto da Costa versus Killer Frost, Caitlin Snow. Aspect. Killer Frost's advantage. Why Sunspot struggles. Power set. Energy absorption. Sunspot is a mutant who absorbs solar energy and then converts it into thermal energy and kinetic force. When he activates his powers, he becomes an energized form, often appearing as solid black, that radiates heat. Direct combat. Feeds on heat. Like the Human Torch, Sunspot's active power state produces the exact form of energy, heat/thermal, that Killer Frost requires to sustain herself, get stronger, and heal. Any punch or blast he throws while energized will be absorbed and utilized by her, making him an active fuel source.
Also, she's not like your average ice user. Also, with her being able to absorb heat, y'all, she's not your average ice user. Okay, fire is her weakness. No, she absorbs the heat and stuff, so she's not your average ice user.
Vulnerability. Power negation. Killer Frost's ability to instantly draw all heat out of an area would not only drain Sunspot's power source, but could potentially force him out of his energized form entirely, leaving him vulnerable as a normal, non-powered human being against a supervillain. Kinetics. Ice barriers. While Sunspot's kinetic punches are powerful, Killer Frost can erect massive ice walls that are constantly being reinforced by the energy she's draining from him, creating an unbreakable defense, or a prison reinforced by his own attacks. In essence, any Marvel hero who relies primarily on thermal energy, fire, or solar radiation is extremely ill-equipped to handle Killer Frost's power set, making Sunspot a perfect second example after the Human Torch.
Hi, my name is Tierra, and I'm the HOA president. And I just wanted to come and introduce myself. This is my daughter, Kylie, and my son, Dayon. We just wanted to come, welcome to the neighborhood, girl. Oh, how sweet.
I'm just saying.
That's a very insightful point. You are absolutely right that Starfire, Coriander from the DC Universe, has a power set that allows her to handle Killer Frost much better than heroes like the Human Torch or Sunspot. Here's why Starfire stands a far better chance. Starfire, Coriander, versus Killer Frost, Caitlin Snow. Starfire's advantage. How it counters Killer Frost.
Yeah, remember, Starfire can throw a car with her finger. Starfire can super strength. And Starfire is radiation. You don't have the same heat, as heat like fire She don't actually shoot out fire, but she shoot out radiation. Like, she don't shoot it. Killer Frost is not going to absorb Starbolt energy.
Tamaranian physiology. Starfire primarily derives her powers from solar energy absorption, but her offense isn't just heat. Her famous starbolts are blasts of ultraviolet energy and concussive force. They are more akin to a focused energy beam than pure fire.
Right.
Concussive force. Unlike the torch's pure heat, starbolts deliver massive kinetic impact. Killer Frost can absorb the thermal component, but she still has to contend with the brute force impact, which can send her flying and disrupt her concentration. Flight and speed. Starfire's superior speed and flight allow her to maintain distance, making it harder for Killer Frost to deploy her deadly freezing touch or encase her in ice. Starfire can deliver attacks from high altitudes or long range. Super strength and durability.
Right, here we go.
Starfire possesses superhuman strength and incredible durability. If Killer Frost manages to get in close, Starfire can rely on her physical strength for hand-to-hand combat, similar to the Izzy scenario, and endure cold attacks that would instantly kill a normal human. Conclusion. Starfire doesn't rely solely on fire or heat, giving her the versatility and strength to fight Killer Frost without immediately feeding her power. Her concussive energy blasts and physical prowess make this a challenging but very winnable fight for Starfire.
Yep. How tall is
Pretty girl, check. Fresh, check.
I need your help. The boy named Dayan, he keep on messing with me. He already took my chain and took my phone.
Kinigra Dion is a YouTuber and content creator. Sources often cite her height as being 5 feet 1 inch, approximately 155 centimeters tall.
Ooh, where he at? Cause nobody messes with my brother or my family.
That's pretty lady. Come on, let's go. Man, this chump ain't got nothing.
What you think you doing? Malaysia. That's who.
While Kinigra Dion's height is widely cited, the exact height of her husband Reggie is not publicly available in the same way or with the same consistency. Based on observations and photos, it appears Reggie is taller than Kinigra Dion, who is cited as 5 feet 1 inch, but his specific height is not a commonly published piece of information in their online bios or content.
Reggie is taller than observation and photos. Okay, it appears. How tall is...
So you wanna hit my brother? And what you gonna do? Oh, I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Yeah, what's going on in here?
Dove Cameron is widely cited as being 5 feet 2 inches, or about 1.57 meters tall.
All right. How
What you said about my children? You heard what I said. You right. You know what? My children are the heathen.
Yeah, I believe they do need more females. Yeah, I can see the DC. Yeah, I'm exactly what
That's a very common question, and a topic of ongoing discussion among comic book fans and the industry. The general consensus, based on historical data and current publishing trends, is that while DC Comics has a strong and incredibly iconic roster of female superheroes, the representation could always be more diverse and numerous when compared to their male counterparts. Here's a breakdown of the argument. Arguments for needing more female superheroes. 1. Lead roles and protagonists. Historically, female characters make up a smaller percentage of all characters in DC, around 30%, and are far less likely to be the main protagonists of their own solo comic series. While DC has foundational female heroes like Wonder Woman, Batgirl, and Supergirl, the number of male characters with solo titles and long-running histories is significantly higher. 2. Diminutive names. Critics point out that many female heroes start with names that are derivatives of male heroes, e.g., Supergirl, Batgirl, which, while often powerful characters in their own right, highlights a need for more original, independent female concepts. 3. Team representation. Studies have shown that while female characters exist on teams, mixed gender teams are still overwhelmingly male dominated. There is a need
we need a group of female superheroes then.
for more teams where women make up the majority or are equally represented. 4. Diversity in archetypes. While DC has introduced diverse heroes, like Naomi McDuffie and Jessica Cruz as Green Lantern, expanding the roster ensures female heroes represent a broader array of backgrounds, power sets, and personality archetypes beyond the most popular few. DC's strong foundation and recent efforts. It's important to note that DC has one of the strongest female rosters in all of comics, and has been making efforts to increase representation. The Trinity, Wonder Woman, is one of the 3 foundational members of the Justice League, alongside Batman and Superman. The Bat Family. The Bat Family has an immense and popular female cast including Batgirl, Barbara Gordon/Cassandra Cain, Batwoman, Kate Kane, and Huntress. Recent successes. The success of characters like Harley Quinn, who has shifted from villain to anti-hero/hero in many storylines. And new characters like Naomi shows that audiences are eager for more female-led stories. In conclusion, while DC has arguably the best-known female roster, Wonder Woman, Batgirl, Supergirl, Black Canary, Zatanna, etc., data suggests there is still a significant imbalance in overall numbers and lead roles, supporting the view that they could certainly use more female superheroes.
Well, it's just a part of my process, okay? I don't get a part. It's a part of the process. Well, our process sucks, so that's why I get to do it. And what is that process? I got you kids saying.
What is that? Super. Never mind.
That sentiment is shared by many fans. The good news is that DC Comics is continuously introducing and pushing more female-led titles and characters. If you look at their monthly solicitations for 2024 and 2025, you'll see a lot of ongoing series dedicated to female characters, including Wonder Woman, always a flagship title, Birds of Prey, featuring Black Canary, Batgirl, and other team members, Catwoman, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Power Girl, Batgirl, Supergirl, Zatanna. Beyond established characters, DC uses major events and new publishing initiatives like the Absolute Imprint to elevate existing female heroes and even introduce new ones, ensuring the roster is always growing and diversifying. Hopefully that trend continues and we see more female heroes who become household names like Wonder Woman. Would you be interested in hearing about any of the current storylines for the female-led DC Comics I mentioned?
I'm put no, not right now. All right, yo. I'm gonna get out of this.
Okay, so what would you like for me to add there? I mean,
I'm good. See you tomorrow. All right, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow, y'all.
No problem at all. I'm glad I could help out today with your scenario and questions. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to assisting you again tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, tomorrow, December 8th already. God dang. All right, y'all. See y'all.